Hey guys, it's Ted Bogert. Welcome back to the TED Show. Today I'm honored and excited to have my dear friend Deidre Graybill on the show. She is a candidate. She's running for first vice president of the executive committee at Orlando Regional Realtor Association. She's an amazing realtor, a huge advocate in our community, and I'm just so pleased to have you on. Hi Deidre, how you doing today?
Hello, Ted. I'm fantastic. Thank you for the invitation. I really appreciate it. This is exciting.
It's exciting. I'm excited for you. I mean, just you give back so much, and we want to talk a little bit about that. But it is an undertaking to run for something, and we'll talk a little bit about that too. But you have a passion for serving. So before we dive into that, the audience always loves to know a little bit about you.
Okay.
So give them a little 411 on Deidre.
Well, just a little bit about me. I am a licensed real estate working broker and have been for 24 years. I'm right here in the Central Florida community. I live in the community that I serve the most. I'm just an advocate for home ownership, and that means home ownership for everyone. Especially in my community, in the Black community, it is a little drought in the differences in the makeup and the disparities of home ownership, but I'm a true advocate for home ownership for all.
Yes, and you do a fantastic job at it. And you've served Orlando Regional Realtor Association on various committees. We've served together on committees, had different positions. Your feedback is always welcome. It's a nice breath of fresh air, shall we say.
Very direct and transparent.
Because you speak your heart, and you know
Yes.
what? Because your heart's in the right place. I always love it and always appreciate it. So, but it's a different thing. This is a different position. So talk a little bit about why are you running? And then tell us a little bit about what the position is.
Okay. So after serving on the board of directors for a few years, it gave me a deeper insight on the responsibility of the executive committee. And as I decided to take the leadership track with the Orlando Realtor Association, well, within my real estate industry, I found it very important to rise. I can't stay here. I decided to sacrifice some more additional time that it would take to be a leader in a different capacity. And in the first VP position, that's actually, I believe in succession as we climb the ladder. I don't believe in skipping. And the first VP is the first stepping stone to the leadership path to oversee the entire association as president. That role is sort of like how the secretary role work on a committee.
Interesting.
So I'm looking forward to the opportunity.
It's interesting to me. Thank you for explaining, because there's a lot of realtors. We have 20-some thousand that are part of Orlando Regional Realtor Association. And so many of them don't know the inner workings of the organization. And so It's always exciting to have somebody come on and talk about that. But but why? Like, I know it's the stepping stone, but what do you want to do with the position? Because you give back so much already. Is there a particular area of the real estate community that you really want to focus on? You do so much. We've served on the diversity council committee before and currently. So I know your heart and your passion for expanding home ownership to as many different marginalized groups as possible. But why this taking this on at this point?
So, Ted, I'm a professional student. I believe in professionalism. And as I worked my day-to-day business and trained my trained my agents to work in the industry, I saw a need that needed to be addressed. And that a need is professional development and education. And I have a saying, there's a picture behind me: be the leader you want to follow. And I've followed so many great leaders. I have great mentors in my life. And I just think that I'll be sitting in that seat. I'll be able to pass the baton to someone who didn't think it was possible. You know, all it takes is just a little bit of commitment and insight in things that you're passionate about. And if home ownership is something that you're passionate about, then you'll be well balanced throughout the industry. And it's just important for me to be that example as first vice president for the executive committee.
Well, you're absolutely an example to me. Rafael Hernandez says, awesome. Um, but I think that watching you in committee meetings, you can't help but go, gosh, she really does eat, live, and breathe this mission, her own personal mission, but you make it the mission for everybody because the committee that we serve on. Talk a little bit about the organization that you represent on that particular, on the diversity council. I get confused if we're the council or the committee, right?
Oh, we used to be the committee. Now we're the council. So we opened it up more to the community and to others to be a part of it. So it's a little bit more broader now. So we are council. So I have sat on a board of directors for the National Association of Real Estate Brokers, also known as NAREB. And in that particular sector, in that organization, I was able to lead in the direction of advocacy, political advocacy, introducing those board members to the importance of connecting with your local representatives, those that we vote into these offices and in these seats, how it's important to build relationships with them, okay, and hold them accountable to the platform that they set out to do for our community. So that's like my passion, that's my drive.
It is, and you can feel it. It's palpable when you talk about it, which is what we want. Now, let's talk a little bit about to the realtors. Of the 20-some thousand we have, there's a lot of realtors who never visit Aura, maybe to get their lock boxes. I don't know, but they don't understand the importance of being involved. No, that's just the place where I'm going to get my MLS access. Or talk a little bit about involvement and why it's important. I have a lot of realtors that don't like to go to other realtor events. Wow. They're like, why would I want to network with a whole bunch of other realtors? So talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I think it's important because, Ted, I work very hard and I am a working broker. So there is a stream of income that comes with that. But anything that I invest in, okay, I take a passion in. And investing in my future career by being a member of the Realtor Association, I want to have access to the entire value that it brings. So that's education, that's training, that's political advocacy, that's community events. I want to be immersed in all that makes up my career because this is my career forever. So I think a lot of realtors don't really look into the value that the association brings to them outside of lock boxes and access to the MLS. I mean, to know that we have the number of realtors on our roll for membership and not actually see that direct activity on the committees, that's something that I would like to change. I would like to, as I climb in my leadership role with the Orlando Realtor Association, I want to bring more realtors alongside to experience their journey. And it's an investment. You got to know how you're spending your money, what it's going to.
You do. And I would think, and all of the things that Aura offers, sky's the limit. It's whatever your interest is. You're going to find a committee or an event or a training or a C class that will fit what you're trying to accomplish. The other thing I tell realtors, and because I'm involved in a lot of different organizations like you, when they say, well, why would I want to network with other realtors? Look, if you just want to look at it from a business perspective, what if that realtor is on the other side of the transaction and you need your offer accepted? I can tell you from firsthand experience, me picking up the phone and calling a listing agent when I'm on the lender side from a buyer's perspective and making the phone call because I know them from a networking event or a committee I serve on is worth its weight in gold. So just from a business perspective, you're missing out because you want to know who you're doing business with. And sometimes that makes the difference of whether you get your offer accepted or not.
Exactly. And you want to be in community with those that are within your industry, because had I not been in community with other realtors from other brokerages, from all over, then it would not have afforded me the opportunity to run for this seat. So once I decided to run for first VP, I thought, okay, so now let's start this marketing campaign. Who do I know? And throughout this past month, it's been amazing to know that I have made many relationships, within the local area and really across the country as it relates to our realtors. So it's important that relationship You never know. It's just everything,
Just
Yeah.
never know. And I tell
Mhm.
people that people are like, you're involved in so much. I go, I know, but it's done such great things for my business. It may feed my soul to be around people, but it also feeds
Right.
my business and helps my business out in the long run. I think
Exactly.
people just need to reframe how they think of the association as just
Yeah.
that group that takes my money and I got to go pick up stuff sometimes. It's just
Yeah.
so much more than that.
It's really
Um,
so much more. It really is. It's a lot more.
it really is. So tell them how can they vote? So this is open to
So
realtor
this is
members in the
open to
association.
all realtors and members of the Orlando Realtor Association. The elections process started Monday, September 25th. It ends tomorrow at 5 p.m. exactly. So if you're sitting on the fence and you're not quite sure who you would want to represent you in your leadership for the Orlando Realtor Association, I suggest going to orlandorealtors.org. Take a few minutes to review some of the candidate videos, look at their bios, give them a call, pick up the phone, call them and ask them why they're leading. And
Yes.
in the midst of that, make sure that you choose the leader that you want to represent you as a member of the Orlando Realtor Association.
Amen to that. Before we finish up, I always like to ask a personal question. Don't worry, it won't be too personal.
Okay.
But I think you're just such a fantastic role model for the community and for being involved and for the advocacy. So when I say the word hero to you, who's the first person who comes to mind?
My mom,
Tell me why.
single mom, raised 5 daughters, not with a skill set, not with a college degree, but with an entrepreneur set type skill set. She showed me that all things were possible. And anything that I wanted to set my mind, anything I set my mind to that I could do. And she was right. There's not anything that I'm so blessed to say that just not anything that I've attempted and saw failure in it. I just saw it as a lesson. Okay, that was great. And go on to the next thing. It was my mom. She's my hero.
I love that. I love that. All right. Deidre, as we close out, tell them the best way they can find out more about you.
So, to find out more about me, you can go to all my social media sites. Facebook, I'm OG. So, Facebook is number one for me. Instagram and LinkedIn, you can reach me directly. Can I give my cell phone?
Absolutely.
I would love for you to text me so that we can have coffee and tea before tomorrow at 5. My number is 407 276 2865. I'm approachable. I'm available the entire week. Nothing's on my book, but I'm waiting to meet you. Thank you again for your vote in advance.
I love it. And I love you. You're amazing. Y'all get out and vote. Go to orlandorealtors.org and
Yes,
look at the candidates, but get out and vote. Your voice matters.
your vote
It
matters. It
really,
really
really
does.
does. So get
It
out
gives
and vote.
us the opportunity, those that are in the boardroom, to hear the concerns of our members and bring them to the table.
Yes, agreed. All right,
Exactly.
you're awesome. You guys get out and vote. Voting ends tomorrow at 5. Thanks for being on the show, Deidre. You know, I think the world of you.
Thank you, Ted. I thank you. Thank you so much for the opportunity. See you soon.
All right, see you guys soon. Bye, everybody.
Bye
Bye.
bye.